What's going on, YouTube? Normally I talk about computers and electronics on my channel, but tonight I want to talk about some politics. I'm going to focus on the town that I live in. I live in Passaic, New Jersey. As you all know, if y'all been paying attention to the news, pay attention to your Facebook, you realize that they're going to start charging people for, they get calls from the public to have either police or fire or even emergency response to your location. It's ridiculous. What are you paying taxes for to the city? These services should be included. Why are you asking to pay more? And it's ridiculous. And it's time for people to wake up and get focused and get busy and realize you're being screwed over just so that the city can make extra money and to get themselves out of the red into the black, which is not our problem, it's theirs, and it's mismanagement, and this is going on for a long time. But anyway, back to the topic. They're going to start charging people. Let's just say you ride through Passaic, you get into an accident, you have insurance, and somebody hits you that don't have insurance. Guess what? They're going to go after your insurance company just so if you call the police, try to get a police report, they're going to bill, meaning Passaic, going to charge the insurance company for that call, which is ridiculous. You shouldn't have to do that. Meanwhile, the fool ass that, excuse my French, I apologize that I'm cursing on this video, but this is frustrating, and it should be frustrating to you. The fool that hit you, he's a coward and run away, or say they don't have no insurance. And meanwhile, you stuck paying the bill. And guess what? Even if you're in the right or the wrong, you're still going to pay in the long run. And I don't buy the response from politicians. So I guess we'll find out more in the council meeting on Tuesday what the plan is. But I don't buy that, oh, we're going to go after your insurance company, because that's a rope-a-dope answer they're going to give us as citizens, that, oh, yeah, we're going to go after the insurance company. No, yes, they are. But guess who's going to pay? You. You as a policyholder, you as an owner of a house, you as an owner of an automobile, you're going to end up paying in the long run, or have your policy canceled because you're now considered a risk, or the area that you live in and reside in Passaic is a risk. And it's happened before. If for those new to Passaic, new that's just maybe moved in or immigrated to Passaic, this kind of thing happened back in the 60s. I have proof that it did, because the house that we lived in back in the days, it wasn't really a riot, but they did burn a section of town down, and because it was the height of the race riots in the 60s, the insurance company that my grandparents had at the time, I don't know if they're still with them, canceled the policy, and because a few folks decided to burn the town down. And it all comes down to you as a consumer, you as a policyholder. What you're gonna do. But anyway, all I say to you folks, if you're watching this video, demand accountability from these politicians. Follow the money trail. It always points back to the top. Those that are running the city council, those that are running the city, always follow the money trail, because eventually you'll find out where your money is going. It's not always going to services that you pay your taxes and you pay your insurance premiums on. It ends up going to the politicians' pockets. Meanwhile, their pockets getting fatter, yet they put on a couple weight, a couple pounds. Next thing you know, they be fat like the fat cats, and you poor and living paycheck to paycheck. You struggle to pay your bills. Meanwhile, the council and the mayor, they living good off the hog. So let's offer some alternatives that the city could possibly do to try to raise revenue. Which already, this was a controversial measure that they did a few weeks ago, maybe about a month or so, and that's charging the elderly and the handicapped folks in Passaic a fee just to have their handicap spot in front of their house, and therefore taking away those who have driveways. Okay, that's one way. But how about another way? Instead of you charging the insurance companies and taxpayers more money that they already pay for the services, why don't you implement parking permits? This is directly to the city council and the mayor. Why don't you put parking permits? Because where I live at, parking's ridiculous, man. You know, and I don't even want to come home late at night and not find a place to park, you know. And I shouldn't have to park around the corner all the way in Clifton just so I could find a place to park. I should be able to park near my house or close to it or in front of it, because that's where I live at. I don't live in Clifton. So why don't the city implement parking permits? That's another solution that you can make money, and have it an annual fee, 2 cars per, you know, household or something like that. And you will cut down on this parking problems that we have, because you see all these strange vehicles all times of the day, all times of the night, and you can't find a place decent that's close enough to your house. It's ridiculous. How about that? Institute that, City of Passaic, instead of raising people's taxes and, you know, charging folks, like, say, if I make a phone call for a noise complaint or something, or if folks get into an accident, I call the police and I'm being sent a $500 bill for that. Or if my neighbor's house is on fire, they're gonna now charge my neighbor that's house is burning down, what is it, $500,000 just for them to come out, when it should be included in their tax bill. And not only will it affect owners of property, but also the renters. This message is for you too, people that rent in Passaic. Now that the landlord that owns the property, the house that you reside in, may have to go up on your rent just to cover his expenses. See, it all comes back down to the individual consumer, or the person that resides in Passaic, whether they own property or they rent. It always comes back to the individual that's always footing the bill. Never the politician, never the city. I would say, why don't you just show us the money? Show us the books. Where are you spending your money at? And don't give me this excuse that the governor is cutting spending or cutting funds to the city. I don't buy that. And if he is, so what? Y'all ain't doing nothing with the money anyway. I don't see no real drastic improvement in the city anyway. Make the money speak for itself. It's time that you be accountable for what you do with it. Alright, folks. Enough of me ranting. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate and comment. Please share this on your Facebook, your Twitter, and all avenues of the social media networking sites, even on your own blogs and even on your own website. And also forward this to the city too. Let them know what's going on as a concerned and angry citizen of Passaic. Alright. Peace out. Take care.